All right, let's do this. Today, we're taking a whirlwind tour of Mexico, a country that is so much more than you might think. We've got a lot to get through, so buckle up and let's go. Okay, honest question. When I see the word Mexico, what's the very first thing that pops into your head? Is it tacos, beautiful beaches, mariachi bands? All great things, for sure, but that's really just scratching the surface. To get the real story, let's start with a few numbers that might surprise you. First up, Mexico is the 10th most populous country in the entire world. We're talking over 131 million people calling it home. That's huge! And it's not just crowded, it's also massive. It's the 13th largest country on Earth by sheer land area. To give you an idea, you could practically drop the state of Texas into Mexico almost 3 times. And here's the kicker. Mexico is, by a long shot, the world's largest Spanish-speaking country. Yep, there are more people speaking Spanish there than anywhere else on the planet, including Spain itself. Okay, so now that we have a sense of the scale, let's dive into the land itself. Our tour kicks off with Mexico's absolutely incredible and dramatic geography. Just look at a map, right? Mexico's shape is one of a kind. It's got that massive border with the United States up north, and then it connects down to Guatemala and Belize in the southeast. It really is a vital bridge between North and Central America. The entire landscape is really defined by 2 gigantic mountain ranges, the Sierra Madre Occidental running down the west and the Oriental down the east. Together, they form this massive mountain backbone, and right in between them is the high Mexican Plateau, which is where most of the population actually lives. And speaking of dramatic landscapes, get ready for this because it's a bit of a mind-bender. We've all heard of the Grand Canyon, right? Well, Mexico's Copper Canyon system isn't just a little bigger, it is a staggering 7 times larger. No joke. You know, Mexico is a land that is literally on the move. It sits right at the meeting point of several of these giant tectonic plates. That's why the country experiences frequent earthquakes and has these incredible, towering volcanoes, like the famous Popocatépetl, which rumbles every now and then just to remind everyone of the raw power just beneath their feet. All right, so we've seen the land, which is just epic. Now, let's jump in our time machine and explore the epic history of the people who shaped it. You can almost think of Mexico's story like a great 3-act play. First, there was this long, brilliant era of incredible ancient civilizations. Then came a 300-year period under Spanish colonial rule. And finally, its modern history as the independent nation we know today. Long before any Europeans arrived, this land was buzzing with some of the world's most advanced ancient cultures. You had the Olmecs, carving those giant, mysterious stone heads. You had the Maya, who were absolute masters of math and astronomy. The people of Teotihuacan built a massive city with epic pyramids. And finally, the Aztecs, who ruled a huge empire from a stunning capital city built on an island in a lake. How cool is that? So, after 300 years under Spanish control, the desire for freedom just boiled over. In 1810, a priest named Miguel Hidalgo delivered this powerful, fiery speech. It's famously known as the Grito de Dolores, and that was the spark that lit the fuse for the long war for Mexico's independence. So you take all of this incredible history, those deep indigenous roots mixed with 3 centuries of Spanish influence, and it all blends together to create this vibrant, one-of-a-kind culture that is just beloved all around the world today. One of the clearest legacies from that colonial period is religion. Today, about 78% of all Mexicans identify as Roman Catholic, and that faith is deeply woven into the country's traditions and biggest festivals. This brings us to a really important idea for understanding Mexican identity. The majority of the population is mestizo, which means they have a mixed heritage of both indigenous and European roots. But it's so much more than just a demographic fact. This rich blend is a deep source of national pride. And this unique culture has given so much to the world, from the powerful sound of mariachi music and, of course, the incredible food like tacos and mole, to the beautiful and colorful celebration of Dia de los Muertos. Mexico's cultural footprint is felt everywhere. Okay, for the final stop on our tour, let's fast forward to the present day and take a look at Mexico's role as a major player on the world stage. So, Mexico is way more than just a cultural hotspot. It is a modern industrial powerhouse. We're talking about the 13th largest economy in the entire world.
And a key to that economic strength is its diversity. Mexico is a huge manufacturer of things like cars and electronics, but it's also a top exporter of natural resources like oil and its world-famous silver. This powerful mix makes it the second largest economy in all of Latin America.
And on top of all that, you have a massive tourism industry. Get this. Mexico is the sixth most visited country on the planet, with millions of people flocking to its ancient ruins, colonial cities, and of course, those gorgeous beaches from Cancun to Cabo. But of course, like any major country, Mexico is grappling with some serious modern challenges. Issues like poverty and inequality, government corruption, and crime are significant problems that the nation is working really hard to overcome. And so, our tour ends with this one big thought. From the ancient Maya to the modern factory floor, Mexico is a country defined by these incredible layers of history. And it leaves us with a question to really think about. How does a nation's deep and complex past truly shape its journey into the future?